to take a sip of the cafe. All right. Um, Another art for inspiration for everybody. These are two books that I find mostly extremely cool. Mostly. Uh, the fill-in issues of Stephen Platt at Marvel Comics. Okay, these are the fill-in issues. There's two of them. 1998, I believe. Let me double check so I don't get it wrong. Yes, 1998. Fresh out of Extreme Awesome Arcade, whatever it was called. Wolverine 128, right? 1999. Cable number 63. Okay. I am aware of his other work he did. He worked on, Young Blood, X Force, whatever, these crossover books that didn't really amount to much. Uh, while they were kind of fun to look at, they really, they didn't really offer anything long standing. They didn't really age well. But these are definitely canonized in the stories, the ongoing stories of both characters. Um, and I say mostly because he did not do complete work, not even covers on these. Oh, and also that I have another video for Guts and Glory. I think Blood and Glory or Guts and Glory. There's a Cable Wolverine one shot. That's not. I don't consider that a fill-in. That was its own uh, graphic novel experience, right? Yeah. So, anyways, back to that. There's he has guest pencilers finishing these up, or at least working on portions of them, and I'll try to be I'll try to be nice about it. I don't know who the guest penciler is in here. The one in this one here, the Cable number 63. Uh, there's additional pencils by. Oh God. Okay, so it's like Andy Smith guest pencils on some of the pages. Andy can draw really well. The pages in here are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. Um, but he's a really good artist, and I think I'll discuss that when I get to this. I don't think it was Andy's fault. So, and this happens a lot, yeah, it happens a lot. We'll get to that. Right. First things first. Wolverine 128. I'm pretty sure was Weems the inker on this, or so. Okay, so you got Platt and Angel Anzueta on as a guest penciler. I don't know the setup there, how they were working that. Here's the credits right here. Sorry, keep forgetting I had to bring the camera down. Um, so you got inks by Banning. That's Bat. It's Matt Banning. Mendoza. I'm going to assume that's Jaime Mendoza, awesome inker. Uh, Candelaro, don't know. Hunter, no idea. Martin, I don't know. Probably not on Platt. If they are, I'll point them out because you can really tell. If it's not someone who understands Platt's approach, they usually wreck his page. So apologies in advance. Anyways, yeah, pretty dope splash here. Standard Platt. You got a little bit of a drop shadow here. You can't really see it in yeah, the camera's not going to do me any favors here. But yeah, pretty much if you like that, the last run of books that Platt was doing at I can't even say Image because they weren't even at Image. I guess it would be Arcade Comics, the Fighting American books. This is still in that same vein of work. So he still had that really cool crosshatch approach. He had really cool uh, hot spots and rim lighting and cool fades and all the muscles and stuff. And Platt's always been really good. Escapism at its finest. That's how I'll describe Platt. Definitely pulling from Jim Lee. It's very much a Jim Lee approach right here. I think he might have actually. I think he did some darkness fill-in stuff too around this same time. But yeah, I definitely got the hookup on the inks with Matt Banning and then Bat and I've never seen Jaime Mendoza ink a page that didn't rock. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this was a bat page right here. And I highly recommend, again, these colors are kind of dark, and I apologize about that. I should have changed some of the settings in the camera before this. But, yeah, these inks are phenomenal. They're really good. Yeah, if you get a chance, jump on like Google Images or something and look up Stephen Platt Wolverine. A handful of these pages have popped up in there in high res. You can look at them close up, see all the noodling that went on. That's covered up by dark gray and dark brown, orange tinting. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, they're still fun. They're still fun. I'm not going to say it's peak Platt, but it's still fun. Yeah, and also very interesting, just because of the fact that it is a these fill-in issues. But yeah, you can really see, if you're familiar with the older Jim Lee work, you can really see the X-Men comic that Jim ushered into existence. A lot of stuff kind of like weirdly being pulled from that specific, first 5 or 6 issues into this. But Platt has his own flavor, obviously. But you can very obviously see he was pulling from that. Yeah, this is interesting. This doesn't feel like a typical Platt face to me. Yeah, I'm not sure who inked this. I don't think this was Bat, because these dollops belong on the bottom of this shoulder. I'm not sure who inked that. This one too. You can really you can almost see the wheels falling off when it's if you've seen enough of Platt and Weems or Platt and Bat working together, it's just it's magical. Just seeing the two fuse, both of where they came from. The cleanliness plus the grittiness of Platt, it complements each other really, really well. So when these other inkers come in, yeah, this is a different inker here too. They come in with this very clean approach, but they don't really understand what they needed to do. So yeah, you still get the Platt feel, Yeah, you still get the Platt feel. It's just there's something lacking. I don't know what it is. It's almost like they're working around the line and outside of what he actually designed. They're working outside of it instead of diving in and exploring more of the fade and more differential on some of these fades too. Yeah, like this just feels like this. I don't know. I'm examining this too much. But anyways, yeah, this is an art for inspiration video, so this is stuff I do think is cool. And I do think this is cool. I'm in some kind of mood. I'm in a mood right now. Yeah, fill-in artist, not a fan. If you don't have anything nice to say, I shouldn't be saying anything. Okay, there are some pages towards the end here, though, that are Platt. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. I feel like there are. At least 1 or 2. Yeah, here we go. Back to Platt. This page right here, for some weird reason, screams Moon Knight number 60. If you're familiar with Moon Knight 60, you'll probably see it as well. Super, super condensed panels. A lot going on in each panel. Yeah, the inks feel a lot more. I'm pretty sure this is Bat. It might be Jaime. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever inked this page, good job. Good job. Understood the assignment. All right, we got a few more pages here. Yeah, this one's not bad at all. This one here, again, someone who doesn't understand Platt. All the fades are wrong, and I think that they just took whatever Stephen threw onto the page. They just did that. Yeah. This one here, lot more experimentation and the shading of the muscles. Um, really good job. These outlines are screaming Scott Williams. They're really, really good. And again, sorry about the camera setting on that. But yeah, I highly recommend you look this up. Look it up online. Look up pages from this. Look up pages from this issue, the Wolverine 128. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So this is a Lanil U cover here. This is prior to Lanil becoming like Travis Charest's biggest fan and just like finding a new style through Travis's style. Um, yeah, this is when Lanil was very much into like Whilce Portacio underdrawing, and then his finishes were super Kevin Nolan. It's like Whilce and Kevin Nolan, and at some point, Lanil started. It might have been the X-Men Wildcats book of Wolverine and Zealot, the one that all of us used as a art bible for about 10 years. Travis Charest's book, he completely revamped his style, went into a linear style versus focus on just hard drop shadows and outlines. Uh, and I think that actually that made his work to me collectible. Like I started actually getting into Lanil because of what he was doing with that. But anyways, that's my long way of going around to the original thing I was gonna say, which is Wolverine 128. You can find the original cover by Platt that's unpublished on Google Images, and I'm just going to point that out. And I do believe it is inked by Matt Banning, Bat, aka Bat. And there's several fan colors of it because the high res was posted. So you will find the original 128 Wolverine cover that is not published. Okay, so 1998, 1999. Platt did this fill-in issue here on issue 63 of Cable. And I think at the time, too, I think Platt was, for anyone that doesn't know, he left comics and went into film. Storyboard artist, Iron Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action. He's done a ton of stuff. He's got an IMDb. Go check it out. So yeah, he kind of pretty much quit comics. Comes back and does the thing once in a while. Soul Saga, obviously an epic run. But yes, you got Steve Platt with Matt Banning on inks, aka Bat, aka Mark Silvestri's one of Mark Silvestri's best inkers. So I'm going to assume that the Andy Smith pages that I was talking smack about, they're probably inked by Rodney Ramos. And what I was going to say is, I think that when you're working on a book like this, you want the book to feel unified, right? So I'm going to make the assumption that they probably were supplying some of Platt's work to Andy Smith for his. He did fill in pages on this book. They probably supplied it and said, "Hey, we want this aesthetic," and then he probably attempted it, and the wagon fell apart. But it is what it is. But Platt's pages here, super interesting, super interesting. I've never taken Platt to be the best storyteller. I do think that his angles and his rendering is really interesting. I've always liked when he does these long tilted shots like this right here. It's a very Silvestri aesthetic. I'd rather have Platt than not have Platt. You know what I'm saying? Even if it does have some holes in it. Yeah, it always brings a smile to my face to see Stephen Interiors on a book that he also did the cover to. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool shot. I will say, dynamically, this shot here is actually a lot better than anything he did on Prophet for this one specific page. So he definitely probably was bringing in some of his film knowledge for like the way that they need to frame scenes and images. This feels a lot more cinematic to me with these shots than a lot of his previous work. So this is a full year after that Wolverine fill-in. So feels like he's more. There's another one of them shots, forced perspective. Not a bad drawn female right there, actually. So yeah, and of course, one of Platt's things in comics is all the males look like they're 350 pounds, bulked up in muscle. So It is what it is. You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting when you're buying a Platt. You know what you're getting when you're buying a Willis book. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're getting. So yeah, this is. I've always found this page really weird. It's interesting. There's enough going on to keep my interest, but it's just a weird. It's kind of a weird page. You got a barefooted, you got a barefooted Cable comics. Am I right? Well, I do like this little splatter effect right here. It's kind of cool. Yeah, comic artists, do more splatter. Do more splatter. It's like throwing pepper on a steak. This is a really cool. I really like this drawing right here a lot. Yeah, I really like this. I did come across the black and white to this page, and it looks far superior to the printed page. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's. I don't know who inked that though. I don't feel like Bat inked that. This one feels like Bat inks to me. I'm looking at the fades. Feels like it. Um, oh God, what did the colorist do right here? I think they accidentally worked on top of the line art. No, they were trying to create a rim light. Weird. Weird. Some forward thinking by a Marvel colorist who didn't really. Yeah, they didn't have their chops. They should have stuck underneath them lines. Yeah, just screen yellow highlights and stuff. Just bad news, guys. Bad news. Stay away from that. Yeah, so these are all really cool shots. Cool rendering. I feel like he was probably penciling a lot tighter here as well. A lot of the hatching and stuff, it feels a lot tighter, and I don't think this is banning on inks on this page. The hatching doesn't feel like Matt Banning. Matt Banning has a stronger grasp on creating a fade that seamlessly works into a large black area and a drop shadow, and this does not. Whoever inked this, they don't. This inker would be better suited for like a Carlos Pacheco or a very open artist. Speaking of Pacheco, that's Carlos right there. Yeah. So an open artist who they got a little bit of TP action going on. But they're not line centric with their approach. This is a really cool page. Yeah. Not every inker works good on every penciler. Yeah, this is terrible. This is not good. I think this is actually Stephen's pencils, but whoever inked this just ruined it. That's really bad. It might have been rough pencils, I don't know. Or it might have been Andy's work. I really don't know. Like I said, Andy's very, very, very good artist. He's very talented, and I think it was just taking orders. Yeah, these pages are terrible too. So yeah, three-quarters of this book are pretty cool. Platt, 100% Platt. It would have been really cool to see Platt get his hands on a Cable book where it's literally just Cable and the core villains. That would have been really cool. This is I can't look at that. Yeah, these pages are. See, this is what there is a attempt to. It's not a good. It feels like someone making fun of another artist, like taking the cool stuff and there's no bones. There's no bones under here. It's just weird. I don't know. It's just weird. I think this final page here. Let's ignore this. I think this final page is a Platt page, though. This is. I worked with Stephen long enough to be able to watch his process and the way he would approach his get in and get out scenario page. Like, I just need to get this done. This is what that is. Negative space, right? You got about 33% of this negative space. So what do? Smoke, speed lines, rubble, inker hookups. a couple figures at the bottom. He did this a bit in Prophet. If you go back and look at the Prophet Volume 1, um, he would do this a bit too. And it was just a way of making something look intricate, but it's really actually simple. It's almost like paper doll stacks of posed figures and stuff. So this right here is kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure this is a Platt page here, but yeah, if you're a Platt fanatic, a fan of Stevens like I am, very obviously, and you're not aware of these, Cable issue 63, mostly drawn by Steven. Uh, I'd say it's a. I'll give it a rating out of 10. This one right here. This is like a 7 out of 10. This one here, I give them both sevens. We'll give them both sevens. And then of course Wolverine 128. Is it volume one? I don't know. Is it volume one? I think it might still be volume one on this. Maybe volume two. I'm not sure. It says volume one. Wolverine volume one, issue 128. Cable volume one, issue 63. If you're a completist for Steven, I absolutely recommend getting these. Um, I don't know if either one of these are in any collected edition book. Hopefully, this one right here makes a Wolverine omnibus. I'll definitely be grabbing that because it is. Um, this issue is in between a bunch of other books that are pretty cool. So I don't recall who else was the artist on this. I wasn't collecting Wolverine at the time. I think this one actually got me at a grocery store. Yeah, actually, yes. Uh, I used to just go through magazines anytime I go grocery shopping for me and the boys, and I would just and I remember finding this one, Safeway, and it was out in Atwater. And then this one here, I'm pretty sure I got from actually a shop. I think it was in a back issue bin. Like we were talking about something, and they had asked me, and I was like, "Oh no, I wasn't even aware of that." And yeah, so these have both been in my collection for a bit. They're beater books, At some point, like I said, I'll probably upgrade to a trade, something collected. Marvel, get them Cable omnibuses out already, man. Like let's get that Ian Churchill work properly reprinted. Those trades, not a fan. Not a fan of the Cable trades. They're too hard to map out, too hard to read, too expensive. A lot of the stuff's out of print. So Phalanx Saga stuff, I'm not dropping $300 on a floppy. You know what I'm saying? Or a trade. All right, guys. Peace out.